Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. The battle today is on the Karelia map, and we've got Joe Atira from Viti clan, Joe Toro I should say. He's a new member to the clan, but you might know him as an ANZ Premium League player, so we're happy to have him in the clan. So, he's in the Bourrasque, tier 8 French medium tank, and you know it's a two-shot autoloader, so we're going to see how Joe uses the tank and how he uses the map as well. Alright, now you can see him checking the progress of the team in terms of who's coming up to support him. And there you go, he spotted the first tanks, and he was spotted himself, so you can see there's a T-44 coming up the hill, and he's not quite... Okay, he's loaded now. He's using his premium rounds, and he's just waiting for this T-44 to put some rounds in. He does take a round from the T-44, but gets a chance to put two in, sets him on fire, and completes a mission at the same time. So, or at least part of it. So what's the mission? Let's have a quick look. MT-12 for the Object 260, set an enemy on fire, and do 3,000 hit points of damage. So I think he'll pretty much complete that mission. Let's see, honours be among the top 3 players, so good chance that he'll complete that mission, but let's keep an eye on that through the game. Anyways, fulfilled the first criteria. It's actually pretty hard for some tanks, but managed to get a fire going on that T-44. So not spotting any targets out to the middle. He knows there's a light tank there, and he didn't get spotted himself, so possibility that wasn't there. He's tracked the target to, puts his 2 shots in and pulls back. So again, 2-shot autoloader, so, and you've got a reasonable amount of time between shots, not quite as bad as the Charfuture 4, but something you've got to take into account, and also aiming in time is important. He spotted the T-29 is clearly behind a rock, or partly behind a rock, so just seeing the rear of his turret when, or part of the rear of the turret when he had this cursor on it. And he's got a batch of 12. Long distance shot, and he's not really fully aimed in here. Didn't manage to land any shots there, unfortunately. But he's already up to 1,400 damage, and we're just in the 3rd minute of the game, so he's doing pretty well in terms of damage. And that LT-432 has been spotted again, pretty much in the same spot he was before. So, is there any arty in this game? Yes, there is actually. There's 1 artillery per side. And it looks like some blind firing coming in from either that LT-432 or it's further from the map. And Batchat 12T's been seen again. Now Joe knows he wasn't seen, so that would just been opportunistic blind firing, I would think, or tanks knowing that they've been spotted, but there wasn't anything spotted there, so interesting. Anyway, they seem to have beaten back the challenge a little bit on this front. There was an Object 274A spotted there, as well as one of the E-25s. So it looks like Joe's coming out to check, are they still there? So he's just going to peek out here. I think, yeah, there's that object, and the E-25 takes a hit from the E-25, fires one towards him, takes another hit from him, aims in this time and gets his 2nd round in. So he has switched back to standard rounds there. He's in a tier 7 to tier 8 game, so we can get some lower tier targets. Definitely a good idea to switch back to standard rounds and save a few credits. But with an autoloader, you just got to take what you've got in the barrel when you do confront your target, so, or run away and try and reload. That's just one of the challenges that you'd face. That T-432 has been spotted again, and the T-29. Blind shot there. And again, not getting an outline properly on that T-29. It's been challenged a bit there by the Batchat 12T. This is one of the tactics anyone can do is the bottom of a hill, or bottom of a cliff in particular, come to the bottom and you'll proxy spot any tanks at the top because of the proxy spotting circle. You've just got to think of that as a cylinder, vertical cylinder going up and down from your tank. So anything within the 50 metre range will be picked up automatically. So just got to be aware of that when you're sitting at the top of that hill trying to find spots to shoot. Be observant about whether there's something coming towards the bottom of the hill. Alright, looks like that E25 may have pulled back. Now the object's still there, so it did get spotted. Now the match is still pretty even. We're now in the 6th minute of the game, and they're one tank down, and they're down by a couple of hundred hit points, no big deal there, so pretty even still. Joe hasn't really had much of an opportunity to do more damage for a little while, so below the hill gives you the opportunity to switch around and look for spots. You can see he's now sort of relocating in a more direct style, coming off the hill. And knowing that there was that LT432 in the middle, he's not taking any risks. He's coming up and doing a sort of a circuitous route to get away from that LT and potentially pick up other targets. So very quick to switch around targets, so good sign of a good player. There's 2 targets down there that we'd dearly like to get rid of. Oh, and he's got the LT432. It lines him up and gets a nice hit on him, which takes him out. That brings him up to his 2,000 damage, and that hill's now been taken over by the object and the 2 E25s that were there. And I think Joe's getting a bit cross with how many tanks are sitting on around the cap area. Not doing a whole lot of active destruction. Luckily, one of the E25s gets taken out, and Joe spotted a CS44 and an IS-2 and managed to damage both of them. Ducks back into cover. So using the terrain advantages here. Now that CS44 knows he's down here, so there you go. Blind shot comes in, thinks he might be in that bush. Definitely a good idea to blind fire when you think you've got a reasonable chance. So Joe's saying, alright, well, let's pick some other targets here. Now he's found the T29 that he was looking at before. Fires once towards it, fires the second toward it. Pretty sure now that armor not hit means it's hit the track area but below the level of the body. So you have hit the target, but not anything that would keep on going and penetrate armor. Or that, or it's stopped, the tracks have stopped it completely, which might happen if you were firing head-on, for example. Anyway, so it's some of the new messages in the game, we've just got to work out exactly what they mean. Anyway, so Joe's holding up here. One of the things he's doing, by virtue of his position, is stopping them advancing. That CS44 has gone for a run and pays the price, so gets both shots in, takes him out. Now he's got a good spot here in terms of protection from artillery. But he's saying, alright, well, that was, we talk about, the artillery round comes in, but he's thinking, alright, well, we've pretty much stopped that advance. There was an IS-2 there and an AT-15A, but they're not really pushing at this point. But there is a tank coming up to cap now. Has been spotted. Who's he been spotted by? Possibly that G-Saw. Rounds, lots of rounds coming in, so I'd say the G-Saw was part of that shooting group, and in fact it has to take a round from the G-Saw. So that G-Saw may have moved up from his last known position, and we can see his cap area is being pushed on. The first tank has been defeated, but he's got this T28 HTC here, and the T28 knows he's here. He takes a big hit from something, and Joe lines him up, gets the kill. Only 6 hit points of damage, but that's all it is. And in fact, they take out the Object 274A, who's obviously come up from the hill. So, game's still much in the balance though. The hit points are almost even. There's still one tank down. So they're very much in defensive mode. They've given up most of the map. So the thing they need here is basically vision. The 53 TP's finally moved out from the cap area. Actually, no, he hasn't moved far from where he was before, but now he's being spotted out and dying fairly quickly. And they found the T-29. Now he's hiding behind a dead tank here, so you're going to have to be careful where you're aiming at. I think Joe's decided that's a low percentage shoot. Needs to change the angle or find a different target fundamentally. It's one of the advantages of the medium tank. You can switch sides fairly quickly using your mobility. So it comes out here, and is there anything to find? Well, it's certainly not spotted, so hard to tell whether that AT-15A or the IS-2 have moved up, but you can bet that they're trying to. Oh, and we didn't notice, but he has passed 3,000 hit points of damage, so he has exceeded the mission requirements for the moment. Now to remain to see whether he'll get honours for this mission, so just keep track of that. Alright, there you go. You can see the tanks have been spotted moving up now. The G-Saw has moved right up. Doing some spotting. The AT-15A is there. Basically lost 2 tanks really quickly. Now they're 4, well, I was going to say they're 4 tanks behind. Now they're 3 tanks behind thanks to quick demolition of the Batchat 12T there. Oh, just dodges the shot there from the AT-15A. He was still lit most likely at that point. And Joe's backing right up to get dark. Well, using the time to get dark, but also to get in some cover. So can he get some damage in on that AT-15A before he arrives? Well, doesn't need to because he's got the G-Saw there first. And he gets the kill, gets his 2 shots in before the G-Saw even fires a shot. And he returns here to a safe location, hopefully away from artillery. He's only on 398 hit points, so doesn't want to lose any more health here unnecessarily. T-29 hasn't pushed in yet. Okay, there's found the IS-2. Can he get a shot in? Yes, he does. That's nice shooting there, on the move. Gets the kill, goes for the reload again. And the Lancen C can keep that AT-15A engaged. He'll be reloaded by the time he comes around the corner. He's only got 3 standard rounds left and 7 premium rounds, which is loading now. And he's got the rear of the AT-15A, no problem, he'll get the kill. And he'll just keep moving because artillery, if he hasn't fired recently, will be coming for him. So he ducks in right behind the rock. So could get some splash, but otherwise be safe. Here it comes. Here we go, predictable. Anyway, the T-29's finally pushed in. And really, that's the last tank on the enemy side. Joe's managed to pull this back with 8 kills so far. That's a Radley Walters medal. He can come around here and basically take the rear of the T-29. Lancen's doing a good job just picking and keeping him lit. And Joe's coming up here. He's going to have no problem going through. First shot in, second shot in. Now he's just basically got to drive around and avoid the gun. Oh, and in fact doesn't need to. The Lancen C does what he needs to do and takes out the T-29. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Certainly enough time to deal with the thing that just threw that big shell through the air. So Joe is going to use the speed of his tank. Now he's up against the Lancen here. They're both pretty fast moving tanks, but he might just have an edge in speed, I think, on the Lancen. He certainly does. So Joe's going to head off and see if he can get that last kill. That would be nice, getting 9 kills. So he's definitely carried this match. 5,600 damage and 417 of assists. That's 6k of combined damage. So a good chance this U-14-2 that Joe will spot him before the RT does. So wants to keep out in the open as much as possible. There he goes, spotted him, and he's just running away. He should be able to land a shot in on him. Gets the first one in, and the Lancen takes the kill. Well, no problem there. That's between the two of them. They've killed 12 tanks, and that is the match. Let's go and have a look at the detail. So that was an Ace Tanker Mastery badge there for Joe. He got the mission as well, and let's have a look at the rest of the performance. Top Gun for getting 6 kills, but more importantly the Radley Walters medal for getting 8 kills. You also got the high caliber reward for the most damage, which is not surprising, just under 6,000 hit points of damage and 809 of assisted damage there. So 6.8k of combined damage. Now, compared to the team, so the 1856 base experience, that's just a fantastic level of base experience, pretty high level there, well above the standard level for Ace. The Lance and Sea did well as well. Dogmatics from Mihi clan, so well done there. Dogmatics, if you're not aware, that was the pet dog for Asterix from the French comics. He did 2k of damage himself, but also importantly got 4 kills and nearly 1000 hit points of base experience as well. In the enemy side, the Object 274A 3391 of damage and 4 kills also performed pretty well, and for a losing side, getting 876 base experience is a good result, so he probably came out of that with a Ace Tanker badge as well. 27 shots fired, 23 of those hit and 20 of those penetrated, gave him his damage target. Playing without a premium account, so this is interesting. We haven't had too many of these for a while. He earned a total of 210,000 credits for the game, with mission payouts, battle payments and personal reserves running. His costs for ammunition was 60k, and he used some premium consumable there for 20k, being up with a profit of 124k for the day on a non-premium account. That is excellent credit earning, and of course his experience total would have added a lot to his crew as well. Anyway, great game there from Joe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I'll have more great content like this for you through the week, and thanks for watching.